welcome back to these files in a trench coat. I'm in Hearts 3, and today we are back in Dragon Age Inquisition. Last time we went into the outskirts, we found a skull with a crystal in its eye, etched in runes, sitting atop a pillar, light emanating from it, and from it, and it allowed us to find these shards, which we collected, which helped us unlock a new location called the Forbidden Oasis. We also went and dealt with some fade rifts in the outskirts, so we've got all the fade rifts in the outskirts done. We have all the fade rifts in the Dwarfson's Pass done. We kind of put a little foothold, getting another camp set up and established, so we can always go back to that area. It overlooks King's Road, which leads into the Witchwoods, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, as a closing part for that episode, we ended up going to Val Royeaux because Solus was like, "We should go to Val Royeaux," and I was like, "All right, we'll go to Val Royeaux." So we're here in Val Royeaux, the Summer Bazaar. As I said before, it looks like an Overwatch map. I don't know why. I think it might be the ribbons and like the piece in the middle, or maybe like the tieredness of it. I'm not sure, but I love it. I like the way it looks. I wish there was more for how bustling they say that it is. But yeah. So today we are picking up where we left off. We are in this. We are in the bazaar. We got a letter that fell out of the sky from an arrow, like from the top of that or something, and it told us to look for things in order to lead us to someone who wants me dead. That's a lot of people. That list is quite long.
Chantry liars.
Oh yeah, Chantry liars. Uh, Barnabas? Well, we find this guy named Barnabas. He's selling things. Oh, hello, Barnabas.
Open? Yes, as open as I can be. If you've a need for the well cut or the sparkling, perhaps I can help. At the very least, we can appear like everything is normal. Yes.
Well, that's the grand game for you. Oh, he's selling belts. He's selling a lot of belts. Oh, he's selling rings too. Oh my. And trinkets, valuables. Well, we can sell our things, trinkets and valuables. So this center spire, which connects these ribbons to the different parts of the center bazaar, have doors, but I don't think you can't go in them. They seem like just walls behind them for no reason. They look like doors, I don't know if they are, but reading on them, Grace of the Empire West. Notice reads, this display reserved for presentation of affection as though private and also discounted spirits, presented by company Misdirect Theater. We'll just go around the circle. There's a lion. Third Lion of Orlais, in respect of Duke Yvonne of Savareen. Okay. There is another one. So we're making our way counterclockwise. Grace of the Empire South, notice reads, reserved for his strangeness, Sir Sound, and his static puppets behind glass. And motioning to the lion. Oop. No? There we go. Fourth Lion of Orlais, in respect to Duke Stefan of Valmontague. Montague. I'm like, I said that right? Grace of the Empire East. A plaque reads, welcome all before the grace of the Empire, stage and audience for the use of all, for theater and business, for partnership and proposal be seen. A notice below reads, this display reserved for songs traditional by Lord Bramford and his players, cancelled.
I believe that messenger is trying to get our attention.
Well, he can wait. So, the first Lion of Orlais, in respect to Emperor Alphonse Valmont. The Lion of Relay, a repeating element dedicated to the great defenders otherwise noted. It is rumored that one is golden, one is bronze and weighted with poison, one is chocolate, and one is watching. As the saying goes, dare we all a thief to test his back, and learn which is most dangerous to try, deny, or lay. In truth, all are lead and leaf. Don't pretend to ride them too long, lest the mind give way. Excerpted and torn from A Disposable Walking Tour of the Capital by Philemon, a bard. Grace of the Empire, North. A notice reads, this display reserved for discourse political, while attending professors of social matters from the University overlay. Note that all vendors of loftable groceries will be closed in the hour beforehand for 1/2 after. Every time I read something like that, my brain's like, did you read it right? And I'm like, I have no clue. The second Lion of Orlais. In respect of Duke Isidore de Arlesians. Pretty sure I said that correct as well. Or maybe I didn't. Who knows? I don't. Okay. We can go in here. There are shops here. You can look to your heart's content. There are shops there. You can also loot to your heart's content. Or get cutscened.
If I might have a moment of your time.
I wasn't leaving, but okay.
Grand Enchanter Fiona?
Leader of the Mage Rebellion. Is it not dangerous for you to be here?
I heard of this gathering, and I wanted to see the fabled Herald of Andraste with my own eyes. If it's help with the breach you seek, perhaps you should look among your fellow mages.
I'm surprised the leader of the mages wasn't at the conclave.
Yes. You were supposed to be, and yet somehow you avoided death.
As did the Lord Seeker, you'll note. Both of us sent negotiators in our stead in case it was a trap. I won't pretend I'm not glad to live. I lost many dear friends that day. It disgusts me to think the Templars will get away with it. I'm hoping you won't let them.
So you think the Templars are responsible?
Why wouldn't she?
Lucius hardly seems broken up over his losses, if he's concerned about them at all. You heard him. You think he wouldn't happily kill the Divine to turn people against us? So yes, I think he did it. More than I think you did it, at any rate.
The mages weren't willing to talk to the Inquisition before. Why now?
Because now I've seen what you are. And I've seen the Chantry for what it is. Consider this an invitation to Redcliffe. Come, meet with the mages. An alliance could help us both, after all. I hope to see you there. Au revoir, my Lady Herald.
Come, let us return to Haven.
I wasn't leaving yet. I still have business here. Okay, I was like, please don't let me leave. Okay, we get the quest in Hushed Whispers. We still have the threat remains. We need to return to the Haven's Chantry. But after coming to the Chantry and basically meeting with both leaders, the leaders on both sides, we get Champions of the Just. The Templars have left Val Royeaux and refuse to negotiate with anyone. Gather enough power, then work with the advisors to make contact with the Templars. Then we also get In Hushed Whispers. Grand Enchanter Fiona, leader of the Mage Rebellion, has offered an alliance with the rebel mages at Redcliffe. And this is return to Haven and discuss Fiona's offer with the advisors. So we need power in order to do that. But we were already on our way to Redcliffe, so maybe we can talk to her? Maybe we can meet her in some capacity. Around. In this shop, there's a plaque on the wall. The Emporium of Mortal Means. The plaque reads, for all matters defensive concern, offensive intent, and study of arts martial, and, with sanction, magical. So they sell, like, staves and apprentice robes and the whatnot. which is good. So, I see that that guy wants to talk to me, but
It's all
I
well and good
also
for
would
you.
like
You
to
have
get
people to fight
this
for
done.
you.
I do. My grandfather did much to ensure we would weather these hiccups.
Hiccups? The Divine's dead and we're at war.
You'll be at war. I'll be home.
It's coming home. You'll see.
She's like, that doesn't sound like a me problem. That sounds like a you problem. I'll be at home. And it's just like, oh gosh, girl. Alright, we can examine this tree. Les pommes vie Edmond. The apples nearest the cafe are said to change their taste depending on whether one is walking toward or away from the gallows. And of course, they do, for taste is subject to the whims of the heart, and no meal is favored after tears. But dare it anyway, for none know the taste of joy such as we who do not shy from experience. From Our Elysian Heart by, formerly, Sister Laudine. Alright, that's to the docks. That's probably to the bazaar, and this is to the cafe.
Oh, they made the ask. I will not be selling to them.
Why not? The Inquisition offers good coin.
You think I'd send my wagons nearer to that thing in the sky? Not to mention all the trouble consorting with rebels could bring later. No, no thank you.
Oh, they're dancing. Oh, that's nice. Oh, don't make me stop you. Don't let me stop you. Oh, I guess, yeah, some people don't want to work with us because we're rebels. On this table, not table, on the hostess's podium, La Mosque du Lion, probably, we cheered when honored was her might, but many more deserve a thought. For though she was the first a knight, her kin and kind have always fought. From a plaque with the dedication, Le Mosque du Lion, sponsored by Princess Chlorine, First Cavalier, for those who stood beside. Interesting.
Of course.
Oh, there's a soldier back here.
We
Hello.
maintain an Inquisition presence on Commander Cullen's orders. This has been received as you might expect.
I don't know.
Okay, but there's something here. We can look for it. Is it a bottle, perhaps?
Watch your tongue.
Maker.
Oh, she's here too. Wow, she's on a rotating tour. Barrett, get off the table! Dude. Oh, there's a red handkerchief on the floor by this table. Favors for friends. A different, simple script on the back of a stable report marked with red paint. Thank you, friends, for helping good Lady Cuirass. Saw those who asked about Harold enter third passage. Could not stay to see them exit. So, not a bottle, but that's okay. Not of heroes, Mafrith and sacrifice. Andraste, our lady, the sword and the fire against Sevinter, betrayed to the Empire in exchange for a kingdom, Mafrith, now synonymous with treachery. But would Andraste have won? And if not, what would we have lost? Let us look not just at the act, but at the why of it. As armies of faith pierced the imperial homeland, it was revealed not as a wave, but as an arrow. And as any hunter will attest, if your aim is not true, there is no returning to the bow. We must consider how much of Our Lady's victory to this point was against true Imperium, and how much was against the echoes of Empire. Andraste, the inspiration, may not have considered such, but Mafrith the general fought for homeland, not visions. Was it victory or defeat that his betrayal held at bay? Mafrith made the deal that killed Our Lady. That is fact. And when Andraste died, Mafrith was gifted everything from the southern plains south. Generous and impossible to hold this must have seemed. Let us look on Mafrith and the legacy he divided among his sons, not with an eye for accusation, but from a tactical consideration. for he must have known that mere rivals had never stopped to venture. What if he set about creating peers, and none of this was accident? How then fared Isarath, Everon, and Verald? Exerted from a history not of heroes, reading in the ugly heart of change, collected by Philemon, a bard. There's a dragon head on the wall, and we can read. Oh gosh. The head of Madame Snappy Snips, mascot of Les Masques de Leon, named in jest but genuinely respected. The Grand Mame, as she is also called, was the last dragon brought down by Sir Koenig, the previous owner of the cafe, a spirited hunter. Koenig came of the age in the years following the sighting that named the era. While others were quick to assume the tales of ancient Navarran dragon hunters must have been exaggerated, he tracked the gradual increase in dragon numbers and size. Koenig believed he had yet to see a true return of beasts of legend, and that the specimens of his day were young despite their ferocity. It is a cruel victory, but today we know Sir Koenig to have been correct, even as he may have fallen to his own expertise. He was years overdue from his last hunt, and for the rest of us, travel wary. What we thought to be the pinnacle of dragon strength may have been closer to adolescence. The sisters of Madame Snappy Snips may have left their sibling far behind. Exerted and torn from a disposable walking tour of the capital by Philemon, a bard. Okay, wait. Was years overdue from his last. So he went out to hunt dragons at the beginning of the age, or before then, and has never returned. Wow. That's wild. Like, actually.
You must have. That new leadership would be refreshing.
Okay. Doors are closed at the moment. We're not really allowed to shop. But by this fountain, we can read this plaque, the summer home of Messer Globes. Okay. The plaque reads, a seasonal home for the childhood pet of the twin sons of Empress Yvette. The nature of Messer Globes remains unknown, save that he was a gift from a Ravani ambassador, and he was eventually released to the sea after taking the hand of a sluggish page. Interesting. Oh, Major City Guard. Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm feeling very welcome. We can head up the steps past the bazaar and look around. We see another plaque. This guy sitting in front of it. The Lover's Alcove. Every district has one, at least one, and the question must be, why is a place meant for dalliance declared in such an obvious way? And the answer, of course, is that obviousness is the entirety of the point. When manners and station will not allow impassioned words, such corners are places to be seen, not being seen. Entering with a paramour is as much a declaration as singing out in joy, which one of good standing must never do. The alcove is thus a dignified means of announcing romantic affiliation, either for genuine partnership or to appear as such in order to spare a suitor a refusal. Dignity, of course, requiring that one does not also make use of the darkness for actual physical gratification. This has, of course, never occurred. From Our Elysian Heart by, formerly, Sister Laudine. Orlais is such a strange place, and Val Royeaux even stranger. We see people in the gardens,
Of course.
talking, lounging, sitting, looking. Everyone looks so comfortable, but also not. How are you? Are you comfortable, sir? Are you okay? Are you okay? He's not okay. He keeps moving. A plaque on the wall reads, Her Majesty's Convenience. The plaque reads, For Her Majesty's convenience, Wood and vines defy the very sun and rain. So we haven't seen it yet, but the Orlesian houses that we get to go into later are magnificent. And not because of what's inside of them, but because of the roofs. It's impractical, but beautiful. Not of heroes, the death of diversity. What could hold back an empire? Another. What could hold back so defined a people as Tevinter? Another. Let us consider if eldest Isarath was not meant to honor Matharith, for his father's fate was already condemned by hidden betrayal. Let us consider that Isarath was told to turn from ties to Matharith, to look forward, not back. What of his actions then? Isarath was granted a land of tribes, of scattered alliance. His answer was the grand unification which most condemn as arrogance. Sweeping changes in trade, relocations to break local allegiances, all to favor centralized trade and power. Cities were leveled to expand a new capital, a powerful and influential city of a new nation, Val Royeaux of Orlais. And all in the name of not Lost Andraste, but of holding back looming Tevinter. Power was united, but cultures less so. Investing everyone in the new Orlais sacrificed the classes, and through it all spread a bitterness that a Ferelden ruled. Isarath avoided the stain of his father, for he was seen as a victim too, but he was still Alamari. What if, dear readers, the final unifying element came not from accident, or even the deliberate actions of Isarath, but from a common hatred, and not the common hatred of the day? The sons of Matharith would succeed at creating a peer for Tevinter, but only at the cost of themselves. Excerpted from A History Not of Heroes, reading in the Ugly Heart of Change, collected by Philium, a bard. We can speak to Sister Antoinette at the end corner of this kind of long garden, arch, trellis arch.
What? Yes, I'm sorry. Minding the duties of the ailing mother, Havara.
It's true.
I am rather overwhelmed. Forgive me. I am unsure whether I meant to extend chantry services to you, and that troubles me greatly.
Oh, okay. There was more dialogue, so it kind of cut her off, which was really unfortunate. But there's this tree. We can read something is supposed to be here. Victory and Shade. A plaque reads, wherever it may be, here grows one of many strange trophies returned from the liberation of Kirkwall in 760 Storm, where brave Orlesian forces turned back the unstoppable Quinari. A cutting salvage from a burning dreadnought was presented to Emperor Cyril, and it was tended to full growth by the careful hands of Val Royeaux master landscapers. It's an interesting looking tree. Looks like a palm tree, but not a palm tree at the same time. It's pretty. Okay. Ooh. There is a shop that we can go into. Hello? There is a merchant at the end. Buy and sell from him.
Inquisition, eh? I'll sell. But if the Chantry censures you, I'm not liable. No offense, but I have to live here, and Val Royeaux can be traditional.
No, that's fair. I understand. He's stepping all over his scrolls. Gosh. So we can also buy schematics from him. He's nothing here so far, but as the game goes on, just check back from time to time. We can head down, and I think that letter wanted us to go to the docks. So that is what we shall do. Okay. Heading up. Excuse us. Heading towards the docks, we can examine a wall painting. Difficult times for those who have lost. While I understand concerns for propriety and the general dressing of the bazaar, I must caution that release is needed. We are suffering not just ongoing civil conflict pitting brother against sister, not just outright war pitting Templar against mage, not just the loss of our most holy and the best of our leaders. We are suffering all three, as the sky is wounded for all to see. All we know of our world is threatened. along with all we know of the next. With this most grave notion, I ask that the rights of losses and missing remain, that the citizens, however indirectly, be allowed to post their griefs of known dead and the names of hopefully living, and with them their criticisms of how they have been told or not told. For while I have no doubt we as Orlesians will maintain our utmost composure, there must be release. There must be grief. There must be mourning. If not, if we do not allow this simple expression, we risk a greater outburst. Let our people shed their tears in as reserved a means as necessary. The market will be cleared in due course, but this day, this time, we must let this simple expression stand. Written by Captain Albion, Arlesian Guard, Summer Bazaar. Well, while we're here, we can look out. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Look at the little boats. Oh, I love it. Hold on, can I jump? There's stuff over there too, so it's divided in quarters or something? That's crazy. Is there like fish there, or is it just for like, just to like be out on the water, business partnerships, business deals, a date? Just cause to get the cool air in your face, but to be out on the water. That's really cool. I like that. In this net of fish, we can examine reservoir stocking evaluation, tremors, floating, taste is off, water birds die off, restocking failed, fish not fit, do not consume. Okay, something's happening. But we can look for a red handkerchief on the floor in front of these barrels. Favors for friends. A red handkerchief folded around a key with a small, hasty scrawl. Key lifted from drunk swearing about Harold. Do not know what door. I'm out. My debt is paid. Okay. On this barrel next to this blue door we can read Mourir de la mere Rivière's folly. These are French words. I do not speak French. I know bonjour and au revoir and s'il vous plaît. I do not know French. So, Rivière's folly was cut from Val Royeaux in 849 blessed. It was the will of the mad Emperor Revel, who demanded a reflecting pool large enough to draw his vain deceased mother back across the Vale. Many shops and vendors were evicted to make room for his folly, and several memorials to the heroes of the first 4 blights were simply toppled. The reservoir supports little in the way of life, as the bottom was lined with lead to increase its reflective properties. Revel intended it for divination, using boats as massive planchettes, but work was not finished until the week of his own death. The waters see little use today, save for lazy or fornication sojourns by the nobility aboard decorative gondolas. Excerpted and torn from A Disposable Walking Tour of the Capital by Philemon, a bard. Okay, so that's what it is? Interesting. So, there's fish in there, but they're all dying. Where did the fish come from? Did they, catch the fish somewhere else and then put the fish in the lead pool? Why are they putting the fish in the lead pool? Okay, so that's what I thought. Maybe not business. Barrack, be careful. Because they're just gonna push you up. Oh gosh. So that's why this is here? I was like, this can't be natural. This can't be natural. And it isn't. So there were shops and stuff here, and then they were taken away. Wow, okay. Interesting. Okay, well, we have done something. Oh, right, okay, and then we have to search the upper market. Oh, excuse me. Before we leave up, we can read Emperor Florian. Grand Duke Florian was not supposed to ascend to the Elysian throne. His elder brother, Emperor, had 2 twin sons and thus a very secure line. Florian was free to pursue other interests, none of which revolved around the game. Indeed, the imperial court largely ignored him, and that was how he liked it. All that is recorded of that era is that he married, produced a single daughter, and afterwards showed little interest in her. An outbreak of the Hundred Days cough in 877 Bless changed his plans. Both of Judicial's sons perished, as did Florian's daughter. Racked by grief, Judicael lost interest in ruling, turning over all matters pertaining to the rebellion in Ferelden to his advisors, and instead spending his time hunting in the country. When Judicael was thrown from his horse during a fox hunt in 844 Blessed, Florian was suddenly vaulted into the throne. Famously, his response to the Chevaliers delivering the news at the estate is said to be, "This will not do at all." A private and somewhat eccentric man, Florian limited his appearances at court and dealt most exclusively with members of his own family. He was extremely particular about his habits of dress and grooming, eschewing current fashions for the sake of comfort and refusing to wear cosmetics or powders of any kind due to an intense dislike of being dirty. Powerful and connected nobles who had served in the cabinet since his father's time were turned away in favor of his younger brother, Renaud, his sister, Mélie, and his cousins. Children were banned from the palace, even the children of servants, with the exceptions of his nephew and nieces, who were tolerated only on the condition that they remained out of the emperor's sight. Regarding suggestions that Florian and his youngest cousin, Meghren, were lovers, the truth is uncertain. If such a relationship existed, it was no doubt kept private due to Florian's aversion to public life and not for any fear of rumors. Such rumors, after all, were likely spread due to the emperor's refusal to sire another child, and thus secure his line. Many believed this failing would eventually lead to civil war. The only real evidence of a relationship with Meghren is a loud and very public argument the two had prior to Meghren's appointment, or exile as he saw it, to the throne of Ferelden. Meghren is said to have called Florian "my darling," and neither man chose to explain the argument later. The predictions of civil war almost came to a pass upon Florian's death in 919 Dragon. With no clear heir, the throne eventually passed to the only daughter of Grand Duke Renaud, Celine, after a vicious struggle that threatened to consume the empire. From The Emperors of Orlais by Brother Harlan Ascari. So I don't know if it's been said yet, but how late this all takes place, 919 Dragon, I'm pretty sure it's noted in the beginning or somewhere in Dragon Age Origins. Empress Celine is currently the Empress of Orlais. So.
Those who bring harm without provocation to the least of his children
Okay.
are hated and
I'll be back, dude.
by
I'm going up. Yep, fast travel, map. There's an upper part, so we're just going to end up over here. Fast travel to location? Yes. Okay. We can examine this window that Beric is pressing himself up against. A season of the Four Afoul. At this window, the thief Treadwell witnessed the attempted assault of Lady Castine. He surrendered his chance for escape to catch and hold her assailant, a bard of Lord Halvine. Hero thief, foiled bard, and conspiring noble were all censured as per their station and relevant action. Lashings and labor disappeared and ostracized from social season, respectively. The scandal played out far longer in theatrical serialized adaptation, which reimagined the three as siblings separated at birth, competing for Lady Castine's hand at her orchestrations. Oh. The conclusion was relevantly accurate to the original event, save the punishment of the thief and the noble being swapped, to comedic effect. Genuinely good reviews received, though some thought the height of Lady's hair to be unrealistic. Excerpted and torn from A Disposable Walking Tour of the Capital by Philemon, a bard. I'm sorry, but if something happened to me and then I had to watch it be a play, I'd probably just move. I'd just move. I'm in pain. What do you mean the first showing is at 3? It makes no sense. So we can look down, we see the gardens that we were at, but right next to this pot we can find a red handkerchief. Favors for friends. A scrap of parchment is hastily torn from an ornate document, stuffed into its hiding space with a large red sock. Oh. And we are to obey well. We meet at 3 bells to discuss how best to serve the new way. Scrawled below in a misspelled script, herald go at time, praise addressed. Taken together, the messages reveal a time, path, and a key to the location on the world map. Okay, and with that, we finished that little side quest that we were given. Ooh. And when we're ready, we can finally go down and talk to the gentleman who has been waiting to talk to us since we got here. Well, since we exited the first cutscene. Sorry, I had things to do. Circle
You are
made
the
messenger.
Herald of Andraste, are you not? I have an invitation for you.
Oh, invitation. First Enchanter Vivienne. You are cordially invited to attend my salon held at the Chateau of Duc Bastion de Ghislaine. Yours, Vivienne de Fer, First Enchanter of Montsemerad, Enchanter of the Imperial Court. Interesting. When we're ready, we can just leave.
You think we are obligated to help the Inquisition if we can?
We can barely stay afloat amid all this chaos. Our obligations lie with our families.
As I see it, the Inquisition is trying to end the chaos. Who else is doing that?
It's yet to be proven just what they're up to.
Interesting. Oh, she never left. Hey,
They
girl.
wish to protect the people from us?
We knew there would be some kind of reaction.
But I didn't expect the Templars to make an appearance.
The people may just be assuming what the Templars will do. I've heard of no concrete plans.
You think the Order's return to the fold, maybe? To deal with us upstarts?
I know Lord Seeker Lucius. I can't imagine him coming to the Chantry's defense, not after all that's occurred.
We're doing all this to get help with the breach. Maybe this is our chance to get the Templars on our side.
Perhaps. Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
As you say, my lady.
Okay, strange. I didn't get that dialogue beforehand, but that's okay. When we're ready, we can head back to Haven. And we have so many things on the map now. So, we have the Fallowmire. We have the Storm Coast, which we still haven't gone to. We have the Black Emporium, which we still need to go to. We have the Secluded Courtyard, Ghislaine's Estate, and the Forbidden Oasis. So, I really want to go to the Black Emporium, so I'm going to go to the Black Emporium. Okay, Codex unlocked. The Black Emporium. We have been invited alone, so we show up alone to a menagerie of things collected, acquired, and bought.
Handle the mirror with care. It has been known to bite.
The mirror bites? Okay, the mirror bites. Oh, the mirror does not look like it bites. But we can look around. This is the Emporium. This is Xenon. We can approach and read. Xenon the Antiquarian. I left the Black Emporium empty-handed for 2 reasons. First, most of the items were priced far beyond what I could afford. Second, I spent most of my short time there trying to sate my curiosity about its proprietor. I found myself stealing glances at the antiquarian from behind piles of books, between shelves, and at one point over a basket of mismatched socks. There he sat, petrified in the center of the emporium, skin of waxy gray over ancient taut sinew. Moaning in a voice so dry and brittle it sounded like the snapping of twigs after a drought. A girl of not more than 12 scurried to and fro to fulfill his numerous requests. Another patron noticed my fascination and told me that the girl, most likely an urchin, rescued from the street, was responsible for the needs of the antiquarian, feeding, washing, and the like. So impossibly old is he, and so frail his skin, he can only tolerate the barest whisper of touches from the smallest and most tender of his servants. Only in this way may he come close to his lost youth, said the man. I was surrounded by objects of legend, yet none fascinated me as did the antiquarian. From a journal page found in Kirkwall's Dark Town, written by an unknown author. Yes, this is Xenon. I don't know how it went about, but he wanted to live forever. But it's that pesky wish. You want to live forever, but you don't wish for eternal youth. And I think his search for eternal youth led him to his Dark Souls boss-like appearance at the moment, because I can see him being a Dark Souls boss. He's got arms gripping the back of his chair, hands on a book that covers his face, feet all over the place. Well, he sits in this bath of sorts in the middle of this shop, emporium. So,
Where's my back scratcher?
yeah, he's got like a big leg, some little legs, another big leg. He's just, yeah. There was a small bear that I just saw.
My regards to the Lady Ambassador. Her ancestor visited the Emporium in the Blessed Age. I sold her a candle mounted with the severed hand of a first acolyte of Razikel.
Ooh.
I wonder, do the Montiliers still have it in their possession? I should like to see it again.
Yeah, we see small creatures walking about, picking up dust. We can find schematics of legend, but we don't see anything. We can look at weapons and accessories, and we see many, many high-priced things, as well as accessories. Yeah. So, looking into the mirror of transformation, we can customize our face. Yay! I'm gonna mess with her makeup because it irks me so. We can look around. He's got quite the collection. And some things that I haven't been able to find, but apparently... Oop. Never mind. I found her. Hi, Meredith. Well, anyway.
You may
Don't know how he
pet
got a
the
hold of her.
tiny bear, but be gentle. A Magister miniaturized him specially at great cost. He answers to Chauncey.
Bye, Chauncey. When we're ready, we can head back to Haven. I don't think I need to bring anyone with me, but sure. Actually, you know what? I mean, yeah, I want to make my way to the Chantry, so I'm going to do that. Maybe that might lead to something. Nope, it's one of these.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter. You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
We had to do something, and now we have an opportunity.
Yes, and we have the opening we need to approach the Templars and the mages.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
I could at least find out what the mages want.
No doubt what they've always wanted. Support for their cause.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
You think the invitation could be some kind of trap?
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options. There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
That does sound odd, I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Well, we are met with a lot of things, and we hit level 7, and we finally complete The Threat Remains. Oh, man. We have some meetings to meet with people. The captain of the Chargers. Speak to the messenger. Huh? There's so much happening. I'm literally spinning on the spot. Okay. Deep breaths. Thinking. With my whole mind. Okay, so we need to travel to Redcliffe and make contact with the mages. Cassandra doesn't fully agree with that, but I'm at least willing to give people a chance. I mean, she reached out in good faith. The only thing I can do is reach back, also in good faith. So, yeah. So we have new quests, the Lone Warden. One of Liliana's agents reported a man calling himself Blackwall, dressed in full Grey Warden regalia, last seen traveling through the Ferelden hinterlands. With so many wardens disappearing in the wake of the Divine's death, this Blackwall should be questioned. Search for Blackwall in the hinterlands. Okay. Captain of the Chargers. Oh. Speak to the messenger. Okay. A friend of Red Jenny. The location near Val Royeaux was revealed by the clues left by the friends of Red Jenny. And the Imperial Enchanter. Vivienne de Feur, the first enchanter of Montserrat, has extended an invitation to her salon at the chateau of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine. Alright, I'm gonna level up. Okay. There's so much to do, so much to do. We walk outside and see this person named
I've got a
Krim.
message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
What's the message?
We've got word of some Tevinter mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast. My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information free of charge. If you'd like to see what the Bull's chargers can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
What can your Bull's chargers offer the Inquisition?
We're loyal, we're tough, and we don't break contracts. Ask around Val Royeaux. We've got references.
What should I know about your commander?
Iron Bull. He's one of those Kunari, the big guys with the horns. He leads from the front. He pays well, and he's a lot smarter than the last bastard I worked for. Best of all, he's professional. We accept contracts with whoever makes the first real offer. You're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side.
Why did your commander send us this information?
Iron Bull wants to work for the Inquisition. He thinks you're doing good work.
I look forward to meeting this Iron Bull.
We're the best you'll find. Come to the Storm Coast and you can see us in action.
Okay, well, we were tentative to go out to the Storm Coast, but I suppose that we can head out and see what's out there. I'm gonna check the war table because I need to if there's something important that has a long timer, I need to get it done. There's so much to do. Checking for Elden's side first. Oh gosh. Champions
Has
of the
Cassandra
Just has now
spoken to
appeared
you
on the
about my
board.
new recruits?
They are not your recruits, Commander. They're ours.
She's like, not your ours. We share the recruits. Okay, this one is going to be a bit of a doozy. So, the Cult of Andraste. Before the Fifth Blight and the arrival of the hero Ferelden, Haven was occupied by cultists who worshipped a dragon, one they believed to be Andraste reborn. Both the cultists and their dragon were long gone before the time of the Chantry arrived to build the Temple of Sacred Ashes, but there may still be undiscovered passages in the mountains containing their relics. With a concerted search effort, it might be possible to unearth something useful to the Inquisition. Didn't we have this conversation beforehand? We really just aren't supposed to be like, there's danger in there. We close off the passages for this specific reason. Either way, we can only do this with Liliana or Cullen. Yeah, we'll have Liliana take care of him.
Let's see what we have.
Yes, let's. On Orlay's side, we have a bit of a doozy. The Chantry remains. The confrontation with the Mother Havara in Val Royeaux market had the desired effect, to a point. The Chantry's condemnation of the Inquisition was lost amid a flurry of speculation over the actions of Lord Seeker Lucius, as well as a divide in the opinions of the remaining Chantry clerics. There are, however, clerics still loudly denouncing the Herald of Andraste. The Inquisition could leave them to their speeches, but dealing with them before the Chantry elects a new divine could be of benefit. So, Liliana is out. We can't. I feel like she would have been helpful in this, but this has a weird outcome. I don't know what influences it, but there is a way to fail this operation. There's no, it's a random chance apparently. I have no clue. All I know is that succeeding and failing gives different war table operations afterwards, and some approval and disapproval from a certain companion. As Josephine says, a delicate hand is needed, so I'm going to have Josephine.
Let us begin.
I'm going to have Josephine do it. I put that in your hands, girl. I trust you. And with that, we'll leave that for there. And that won't be done until the next time we come back to do this, hopefully. I am on my 3rd episode today of recording because it's about to get a little busy over here, so I'm trying to just prepare ahead of time. Oh, let's go.
There's a rumor the Wardens have a presence over on the Storm Coast.
What to be where?
Do you think you can find a reason to travel that way?
Right. That's why.
Oh, girl, I'm so sorry. Oh, right. I should have probably talked to Maeve. I don't know why that woman reminds me so much of Maeve. But anyway, hello, Solus.
Hello.
Hello. We'll talk later, okay?
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Bye. And then he spins on a dime with no shoes on. That's the one thing I don't understand. I'm like, you don't at least, like, put your footsies away when it's snowing? You just put your feet in the snow? I mean, it must be nice. Fresh snow under your feet. Oh, man. That must be nice. But at the same time, are you positive? Hello, Cassandra. I know you were mad at me at the choice I made earlier. Yeah. Next time, we'll travel to the Storm Coast. We'll meet this Iron Bull and his chargers to figure out what's going on over there. And then we'll pick up on a lead that Liliana gave us about a Grey Warden in the hinterlands who we haven't met, but we haven't really gotten far in there either. Man. There's just so much to do. So, yeah. Until next time.